Hello, I'm Minglaba. I'm Henry Zin. Welcome to Myanmar Today, and this is where we take a look at what's happening in Myanmar. Here are the reports from our reporter Stora Swezin on the outbreak of H1N1 influenza. The story on floods in monsoon season. Loom will give us the detailed report on Mandala to import dairy products of Ili, China's market-leading dairy products producer. And lastly, David Tanner has a story on Yangon striving forward to be a clean city. Before we get to the reports, let's have a quick look at the latest local news from around Myanmar. A meeting was held at the Ministry of Information in Naypyidaw on Wednesday to review the printing, publication and distribution of school textbooks in the 2019-2020 academic year and for coordinating the printing and distribution of textbooks for the next academic year. At the meeting, Union Minister for Information, Dr. Pei Mien, in his capacity as the chairman of the Textbooks Publishing and Distribution Committee, delivered the opening speech. Then, Union Minister for Education, Dr. Myo Thaingji, said the work on textbooks based on the new curriculum is in progress. He said a precise evaluation of the number of students being made so that the state budget is not wasted in publication and distribution of books. He also added by saying there is a backup plan for distributing textbooks on time if, for some reason, such as floods, more books are needed. Road Transport Administration Department of the Ministry of Transport and Communications and Moon Engineering Joint Venture Company signed a consulting services contract for developing vehicle registration by radio frequency identification (RFID) system at the ministry in Naypyidaw on Wednesday. During the signing ceremony, Deputy Minister for Transport and Communications, U Myo, and Chairman of Moon Engineering Joint Venture Company, Hyun Il Moon, delivered speeches. Thereafter, U Min, the Director General of Road Transport Administration Department and the Executive Director of Moon Engineering Joint Venture Company, In Jin Kim, signed the consulting services contract. To implement the RFID system, feasibility study and invitation to tender for developer will be conducted at designated times. The tendering processes will be conducted around the end of this year. A third coordination meeting of EID System Implementation Committee was held on Wednesday in the meeting hall of the Ministry of Labour, Immigration and Population in Naypyidaw. At the meeting, Chairman of the Work Committee and Union Minister U Thein Sui said that the ministry has made an effort to cooperate with other relevant ministries with a view to implement the EID population registry system. Moreover, the ministry has coordinated with other INGOs and the OECD from Austria and has offered to support the implementation of the EID system. In his closing remark at the meeting, the Union Minister U Thein Sui said he attached importance to the suggestions made at the meeting and urged the officials concerned to prepare for discussion with the experts from OECD who are expected to arrive in the second week of this month. That's all with the local news. You'll stay with me on MI Radio's Myanmar Today, and I believe it's time now for our first report. According to the latest report, there are a total of 21 deaths because of H1N1. Thora Swezin has the details on its syndromes, protection and more.
From the beginning of the monsoon season, people are being aware of seasonal diseases. One of them is H1N1, which caused the death of 21 people in Myanmar, according to the record till the first week of July. Dr. Susudre, Medical Superintendent of Yangon Children's Hospital, said H1N1 was categorized as one of the seasonal flus since 2009.
Influenza type in a type is a cinema to H1N1 influenza type to create a type of cinema pare. The H1N1 and Nojara to an name Ponzali in the Piam Biro, you be Sally and the Piam
H1N1 is included in the influenza type A. However, later its genes changed and the syndromes became more severe.
ကိုခါမကောင်းတဲ့လူမျိုးပေါ့နော်ကလေးတို့အသက်အရွယ်ကြီးတဲ့လူမျိုးတို့နာမကရစီချိုတို့ပါတော့ယောဂရှိတဲ့လူမျိုးနှလုံးယောဂရှိတဲ့လူမျိုးပေါ့ဟိုနောက်ပန်းနိုင်ကျယောဂရှိတဲ့ကလေးမျိုးအဲ့ဒါမျိုးဆိုလို့ရှင်တော့သူကဒီယာတီတုပ်ကွေးယောဂဖြစ်ခဲ့လို့ရှင်သူများနဲ့
Some who are weak and resistant, young children, elder persons, people with chronic diseases can be caused to death if they are infected. Dr. Susudre also talk about the syndromes of H1N1.
ယောဂတက္ကနာတွေကတော့အမားတို့ယာတီတကွေးတိုင်းမှာဖြားမယ်ပေါ့နော်ဟိုကောက်ကြိုက်မယ်နာသီချောင်းဆုပ်ဖြစ်မယ်ပေါ့နော်ဒါကတော့ပုံမှန်ပေါ့အဲ့တဲ့ပို့ပြီးတော့ပြင်းထန်လာမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့သူကတော့အဖျားကြီးမယ်ဒီနောက်ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ပြုတ်မယ်အမ်းမယ်ပေါ့နော်ပြီးတော့အမ်းမယ်ပေါ့နောက်ပြီးကျတော့သူကဟိုတက်ရှူလမ်းကြောင်းမှာပို့ပြီးတော့ဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့ဟိုချောင်းတအားဆိုးမယ်နောက်ပြီးကျတော့တက်ရှူမွားဆိုဖြစ်မယ်ရင်ကျက်မယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါမျိုးဖြစ်ပြီးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ဒါပြင်းထန်ဆိုအောင်ယောဂဝင်နိုင်တာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်အများဆုံးစေကမ်းမှာပြတ်တာဖို့လိုအပ်ပါတယ်
In the normal stage, like the other seasonal flus, the infected person will have fever, headache, and sneezing. If it becomes severe, the syndromes of high fever, vomiting, extreme coughing, and out of breath can be seen, so it is necessary to go to the clinic or hospital. The awareness of H1N1 is always reminded for the citizens. Self-protection is the best way of protecting the seasonal flu. The molecules of H1N1 is quite bigger, so that it can spread for 3 feet in the air. However, it can remain on the obstacles around the surrounding.
ယောဂရှိတဲ့လူရှိထွက်သွားလို့ရှိရင်ဘေးပတ်ဝန်းကျင်ကျသွားတာဘေးပတ်ဝန်းကျင်မှာအဲဒီပစ္စည်းတွေပေါ်မှာတော့ကင်မယ်ထိမယ်ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ကန်တွေပါဇက်တို့နှာခေါင်းတို့မျက်လုံးတို့ဘာလို့အဲ့လိုမျိုးကင်မယ်ဆာကင်မယ်လက်ဆိုတာမကြာခဏဟိုကင်ဒီကင်နဲ့လေနော်အဲ့တော့အဲ့လက်ကနေပြီးတော့မှတစ်ဆင့်ပြန်ပြီးတော့ကူးတာအထီးက
If we touch our mouth, nose, or eyes, or eat food with the hands which touch the obstacles with H1N1 molecules, it can be infected. This is the main cause. Therefore, it is important to wash the hands systematically. Moreover, you should avoid the crowd as much as possible or wear masks when going to the crowded places. If you are suffering from seasonal flu, stay at home, sleep tight, and eat well. Both the patient and the caregiver should wear masks. In Yangon Children's Hospital, the infected patients are to stay at the isolation wards. Dr. Pongminghan, doctor in charge of the ward, said.
သူကကျွန်တော်တို့ဆက်စချင်းမှာnasal swab ယူပါတယ်เนาะ nasopharyngeal swab ကို rapid test ဆိုပြီးတော့ယူပါတယ် OPD မှာဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဟိုဝက်ထဲမှာဖြစ်ဖြစ်ပေါ့เนาะနေအဲ့nasal swab မှာ positive ဖြစ်တော့မှကျွန်တော်တို့က suspect ဆိုပြီးပေါ့เนาะ suspect ဆိုပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ initial confirmation ဆိုပြီးတော့ဆက်ပို့ပါတယ်เนาะအဲ့ initial confirmation မှာ positive ဖြစ်တယ်
In the first stage, we test the nasal swab. If it shows positive, we send for initial confirmation as suspect. If the result is positive again, we place the patients in the isolated wards to provide the treatment. As treatments, the patients are injected thiamicide since it is in the form of pneumonia. The patient will be hard to breathe, so we give oxygen supply. Out of the 8 patients at Yangon Children's Hospital, only one was expired. Now they are giving treatment to the rest 5 infected children, and they all are at the stable condition. Not only to protect H1N1 but also for the protection of other seasonal flus, it is necessary to notice to wash hands carefully and to cover when coughing. When the syndromes are occurred, it is needed to go to the clinics or hospitals and to get proper treatment. Well, that's all for now. This is your reporter Tora Suizin from MI Radio.
That's a report on the outbreak of H1N1 influenza. We'll be taking a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates in Yangon in a while, but let's check on weather updates now in the 3 major cities in Myanmar. In Yangon, cloudy and morning showers, then a couple of thunderstorms around. The daily outlook is around 29 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 35 degrees Celsius. There's a 72% chance of rain for the day. In Naypyidaw, cloudy, a couple of showers and thunderstorms. The daily outlook is around 30 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 34 degrees Celsius. 66% chance of rain for the day. In Mandalay, cloudy, a shower in spots this afternoon. The daily outlook is around 34 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 37 degrees Celsius. 48% chance of rain for the day. Before we move on to stocks and currency exchange rates, let's take a look at the second report for today. A report on one of the natural disasters to hit Myanmar in the rainy season, flood. Let's hear more from Thora Swezin.
It has started raining around Myanmar since it is now the monsoon season. Firstly, let's hear from Dr. Jomu, Director General of Myanmar Meteorology and Hydrology Department, mentioning about the present weather condition. At the present time, it is raining in much of the areas of Kachin State, Apasakai region, Shan State, and coastal areas. In the middle of Myanmar, it is raining locally. There will be still higher rain in the coastal areas for the coming 4 or 5 days. One of the natural disasters of the rainy season is the floods. In Myanmar, the coastal areas usually encounter the impact of floods. Dr. Jomu talk about the situation of the rivers till now and the possibility of floods. This year, the flood of the major rivers of Myanmar, Ayeyarwady River, Chandru River, Sidang River, and Danling Rivers, as well as other rivulets, is still lower compared to the previous year. This is because of lesser rain in Upper Myanmar. We have predicted that there can be flooding in the coastal areas of Ayeyarwady, especially in Hindada and Dabao and Badang, which are near the Ngawin River during the middle of rainy season. It is around July and August. Momo A, who live in Dabao Township, said, we have to face the natural disasters like heavy rain, floods, and thunderstruck during rainy season. When it is flooded, we have to build higher sheet in the house, or we have to stay at the schools of higher locations. She also talked about how they are preparing from flood as much as possible. We have rebuilt the higher houses and we also keep the important documents with us. There are also camps to stay during heavy floods. Another resident, Ude Ang from Badang, also stated that to avoid floods, people usually build the houses with long ladders, reconstruct the roads to be higher, make the water flow well in the ditches so that it can be prevented from flood for some extent. However, if the weather is severe, there is no way to prevent being flooded. Because of floods, the roads are covered with water and are damaged, which cause difficult transportation and can have difficulties concerning walking. According to Dr. Jomu, the middle of monsoon around July and August is the time with more possibilities of severe natural disasters. We have forecasted that it can be more rain than normal in the middle of the season, so the citizens should be aware about the natural disasters. That's all for now. This is your reporter Tora Swisse from MI Radio.
That's a report on floods in monsoon season. All right, let's now check on the currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,510 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 219 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,705 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,900 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,114 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 365 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,419. Silver is at $15. And Brent crude oil is at $56. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is at 11,000. MTSH is down 50 at 3,350. MCB is at 7,800. FBB is at 23,500. TMH is up 50 at 2,900. And that's all on currency rates and Yangon Stock Exchange for today. This is Myanmar Today, broadcasting live from Myanmar International Radio. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. Great music, great shows, keeping you entertained. And if you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or better yet, download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices so MI Radio is with you wherever you go. Moving on to third report. Mandala Company and Ely Group, China's market-leading dairy products producers, have been working since 2016. Because of that effort, the MOU between the two companies was signed on Tuesday at the Sky Star Hotel in Yangon. A part of the MOU signing is that Mandala will be the main distributor of Ely dairy products to Myanmar. Loom has the story.
Hello, this is your messenger Loom, greeting from MI Radio. There is a stereotype and misconception that Chinese products entering Myanmar markets were unqualified and the food industry in China was pretty bad. With the response to that stereotype, Mr. Kevin Jun, Assistant General Manager of Ely, Myanmar Representative Office said, the cooperation between Ely and Mandala will improve the image of Chinese products in Myanmar.
Because we represent the food industry in China, so we don't want the rumor said that the food industry in China is very bad or is even worse. I think we want to use our products to overcome this stereotype of Chinese food industry.
The MOU between Ely Dairy Company from China and Mandala Company Limited was signed on July 2, 2019 at the Sky Star Hotel Yangon. The ceremony was attended by the Economic Counselor of Chinese Embassy Yangon together with both business personnel from Ely and Mandala.
With the China-Myanmar relationship, this is going to enhance that relationship because of the health benefits that the products give.
Mr. Ang Ding Tun, Deputy General Manager of Mandala Company Limited, explained, the cooperation between Ely and Mandala has started since 2016. In July 2019, the products of Ely will be available in the markets of Yangon, Myanmar.
Okay, I am Ang Ding Tun, Mandala Company General Manager. General to the Ely Company no distribution to the Kozale Jubido, Pima Piambo, Sagera, Natang Sachagrea, no Natang Sashi, July Laloma, the Charlie Sweeney video, the Rose only Tali Lare, Janoba Lare, who meeting a tiny, needed one of James and Condition, Nibido Marti, Natang Sako, July Majano, the distribution agreement, Chopidable.
Mandala will be the main distributor of Ely products with 3 years contract. During that period, Mandala will be importing the dairy products of Ely, including yogurts, milk powder, ice cream, and other drinks to Myanmar.
I'm Kevin Jung. I work for Ely Group. It's a leading dairy enterprise in Asia and also in China. I think today's ceremony is a cooperation from both sides because we have struggled for maybe a long time, almost 3 years, to reach today's achievement. It's work from both sides. I think the result will be great.
Mr. Kevin Jun explained why Yili decided to choose Mandala as business partner.
Yeah, I think Mandala is a good company. They had their philosophy is great. I think from their senior management, we have the common goal and we have mutual respect. I think work with a company like this will have more prospecting future for both sides.
Mr. Audington also said the cooperation between China and Myanmar will further be strengthening through this distribution. The image of Chinese products will improve by bringing the quality products to Myanmar.
တခုကတော့เนาะကျွန်တော်တရုတ်ပြည်ကပစ္စည်းတွေဆိုရင်လူရတိတ်မယုံကြဘူးပေါ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီအဲ့ဒီအတွက်ကြောင့်ဒီ quality ရှိတဲ့ product တွေကိုမြန်မာပြည်ကိုယူလာတဲ့အတွက်ဒီဟိုပါပေါ့ဟိုတရုတ်ပစ္စည်းကိုလူတွေယုံလာမယ်ပေါ့ဒီတရုတ်ပြည်မှာလည်းဒီလို quality ရှိတဲ့ပစ္စည်းတွေရှိနေပါလားဆိုတော့ယုံကြည်မှုရှိလာမယ်အဲ့အတွက်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဘယ်လိုပြောဆက်ဆံရေးပို့ပြီးတော့ကောင်းလာမယ်ပေါ့ကျွန်တော်အဲ့လိုယူဆပါတယ်
Now let's hear Mr. Kevin Jun explaining the company profile of Yili Group.
Yili has a long history. It started from 1956. So after more than 50 years of development, our enterprise already become #1 in Asia. And we have so many products, like almost 100 kinds of different products.
Goodbye. Until next story, I am yours, Loom.
That's a report on Mandala to import dairy products of Yili, China's market-leading dairy products producer. Don't go anywhere just yet because we still got one last report for you on Yangon striving forward to be a clean city. As we all know, people in Yangon have been striving forward to make our city, Yangon, to be a better and cleaner city. As the monsoon season peaks in with harsh rain and strong winds, the problem with littering and using plastic issues has to be focused seriously. David Tanner interviewed the experts in these areas for their perspectives and to refresh the idea of reduce, reuse and recycle.
Many consequences of littering are obvious. Discarded items can block storm drains and pollute waterways and attract pests and disease. Plus, it just looks nasty. With that being said, let's discuss about this topic of littering and make city clean with the founder of Clean Yangon, Zia Tong. My name is Zia Tong. I am the founder of Clean Yangon. Clean Yangon these days has been working on giving and sharing knowledge for reduce, reuse and recycling form factor in the case of plastic usage, as well as for people to not throw waste carefully and to make Yangon a clean city. And we have also been working with school for the students to aware of environmental cleanliness. Studies have shown that litter can also have lasting social and economic impacts on communities. Higher volumes of litter correlate with higher crime rates and lower home values. Communities besieged by a litter problem may also have difficulty attracting new businesses, residents, and visitors. It's impossible to tell when litter is more of a cause or an effect in these situations. Likely, it's a bit of both. It is though a factor we can all do something about. We have been doing zero waste gift campaigns to make gifts which is useful to all of us through recycling method. With the waste, it can also raise awareness on how plastic can be recycled and put to better use. Even though we have been doing these kind of stuffs to be able to catch attention from most of the people, we are still on the process of trying. The percentage for using one-time use plastic is too high in the present that these recycling and reusing method can't even come close to comparing. I've also asked for how can littering affect the monsoon flow of Yangon as well as its circumstances of the drainage system now compared to last year. Let's find out. The monsoon season has been started and it's been around for a month. In the case of drainage and flow of it, we can see some improvements compared to last year's circumstances. There are lots of waste collecting and filtering doing across the city. As the waste has been thrown every day for a long time, it is still very difficult to fully filter out the waste that has been in drainage. In my experience, last week, the waste has been collected by the professionals near the Sanjiang area and got like 9 wastage collectible cars, which we can inspect as it is still needed to take care to not throw the waste carelessly. We still have to strive with unity for the same goal. General knowledge time. Here are 3 things you can do to help keep litter off the ground and pollution out of air. Set a good example. People are less likely to litter in areas where litter is not already present. Hold on to rubbers and other waste until you find a recycling or garbage can. Another tip is that organize or participate in local cleanup. See how you can make a difference in your neighborhood. Finally, remember that recycling is an option. Much of the material we could be recycling ends up in landfills. With this topic being said, let's also hear out from the professional in this area of recycling and reusing.
Our organization called Building Markets has been in Myanmar since 2012, 2013. Now we're working on a project focusing on the waste management and recycling sector. We all do know that burning plastic, especially those that are left in the gutter, in the landfills, once they are burned, like any other garbage, they produce this very toxic chemical, and it's very unhealthy for people and basically this whole entire world. What we aim to do is to that instead of being left in the ocean, in the landfill, then these things can be collected.
Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the report. Reporter David Tanner signing out for now, and you guys have a good day.
Well, that's all the reports we have for today. Now let's explore a little more around the world to see if there's anything strange or interesting happening around the world. An area of the Amazon rainforest, roughly the size of a football pitch, is now being cleared every single minute, according to satellite data. The rate of losses has accelerated as Brazil's new right-wing president favors development over conservation. The largest rainforest in the world, the Amazon is a vital carbon store that slows down the pace of global warming. A senior Brazilian official, speaking anonymously, told his government was encouraging deforestation. Thousands of sky watchers gathered in South America on Tuesday to witness a rare solar eclipse. Beginning in the Pacific, the 6,000-mile-long band of darkness carved its way across areas of both Chile and Argentina. The eclipse also made its way across several of the world's most powerful telescopes, all located in the region. As always, people were urged to take great care during the eclipse. Gazing into the sun can damage the eyes. Proper protection is needed, such as the use of approved solar glasses. The moon's great shadow, or umbra, first touched the ocean surface east of New Zealand. I've always wanted to skywatch or stargaze, but I never find myself doing it since I first need to get a very good telescope, and I've obviously need to get out of Yangon to do that. Hopefully, the day will come. That's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today. You can leave your comments and messages on our Facebook posts and catch Myanmar Today on radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m. and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening, Monday to Friday. Thank you for being with us on MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin. We'll be right back tomorrow. Have a great day.